Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we are in the Pittsburgh area, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to be more specific. And today we're going to head out. Had a good few days here in Pittsburgh, did some fun stuff, but the end goal of this road trip was to see the total eclipse of the sun. And we are going to be headed up to Buffalo, New York area, maybe Niagara Falls, Buffalo, New York, to try to get a view of the eclipse. Jen came in last night, stayed at the hotel with me, and then she is taking off in her own vehicle and driving up to Buffalo, and I'll meet her up there. Now, there's been a little bit of doom and gloom. I did a live stream the other night. People were warning me it's going to be cloudy for the eclipse. You're not going to be able to see the eclipse. And I have decided that, you know, I'm gonna roll the dice. We're gonna go ahead with the plan. It turned out one of my brothers was gonna be in the Niagara Falls area at the same time. You know, he had come up for the eclipse too, and he's actually abandoning ship. Him and his husband are going up to Montreal to get a possibly better view of the eclipse. And I've decided I'm going to stick it out. We're gonna go. We've got a hotel in Buffalo, and that's the main reason I'm sticking it out, because I've already paid for a hotel for almost a week, and don't really feel good about just abandoning that. So I made my decision. I bought the hotel room. It's already paid for. I'm going to we're gonna stick it out. And you know what, I have a good feeling about this. I think we're gonna have a good eclipse experience. You know, this is nature. You can't control nature. You can't control the weather. You certainly can't control the sun, the moon, and their rotation. So we are going to do our best to enjoy the eclipse one way or another. But now it's time to head in that direction. Hopefully today, maybe we'll do a few stops today, see if we can see a few interesting things on the road on our way to Buffalo. So please follow me. And we have stopped off in the small town of Donora, Pennsylvania. Now, Donora, Pennsylvania has a somewhat unfortunate distinction of being a victim of one of the worst outbreaks of smog in history. A bout of smog in the town killed 20 people and severely injured and sickened many, many more. And actually, Donora, home of the Smog Museum. It says clean air started here, so I'm guessing that because of this horrendous smog that came through the town actually led to some changes in how smog was handled. And looks like the museum does have limited hours, but it actually is open today. Saturday it's open from 11 to 3, so I think we're going to check out the Smog Museum. Okay, so Donora was a industrial town. They manufactured zinc. Apparently zinc used to make nails and other things like that. And the gentleman here was showing me the map. And here is the zinc factory there. You can actually see from this overhead picture the fog and smoke spewing out from there. And you can see how it has destroyed the vegetation here, and it created that toxic smog again, and killed dozens and dozens of people, made dozens and dozens of people sick, and you know, so bad. Apparently, actually led directly to the Clean Air and Water Act and the creation of the EPA. You know, this is back in the day when you could just indiscriminately do things to the environment, do things to people the factory. Apparently this factory is closed, so kind of a lose-lose situation. The factory was killing people with its pollution. Factory shuts down, and almost the entire town loses their jobs, so really no winning in that situation. Now, this also functions as their local historical society. So you can see this police officer there. Oh, look at that. He appears to be missing his eyeballs. Here is an exhibit on the local high school sports team, the Donora Dragons. It's a pretty fun mascot there, the big scary dragon. It just shows how important sports are to a small town like this. Look at this, you can see these old football helmets here, old leather helmets. I mentioned the other day at the Monroeville Mall about how they don't have those wonderful 1970s, 1980s store mannequins anymore in the stores. Sometimes they wind up here at different museums or historical societies. This section here, all the newspaper clippings, I guess from between October 27th and November 2nd, 1948, 19 people were dead and more than 400 sick after a deadly combination of smog and fog filled the air. So yeah, that's crazy, that many people dying in the town. Yeah, you can see this here. This is a oxygen tank and mask. It said this is used by the fire department during the toxic fog. Just imagine, that sounds like something out of a horror movie. A toxic fog enveloping the city, literally poisoning people. Man, it's terrifying. There's a Remember Donora pin worn by environmental activists, trying to remind people what happened to Donora due to the absence of regulation. It's a very terrifying skull there. Yeah, there's like a collection of different reports and essays on the fog. You can see there's an 8th grade fair science project on the smog, and someone's doctoral dissertation on the smog. Look at that, we have some Donora Smog beer. It's just interesting, some towns have different interesting ways of coping with difficult pasts. Kind of reminds me of Point Pleasant and how they've turned a lot of negatives there into positives. Here you see a very scary negative being turned into maybe a tongue-in-cheek positive. Apparently Donora at one point was known for this very fancy restaurant, the Redwood Bar, and apparently celebrities from Pittsburgh would come to Donora to eat there. Some of the items from the restaurant. There's a little mock crab shell to serve crab in. These old calendars on the wall here. This real estate calendar from 1954. I notice it has Ulysses S. Grant's birthday on it, April 27th. I guess I didn't realize that the 27th was Ulysses S. Grant's birthday. Over here, there's like a small little living room area, a 1950s living room. The old TV, the old radio there. And a collection of these value stamps. I guess these are like coupons. I have a whole collection of them here. Does anyone know how these work? If anyone knows how these old stamps work, leave a comment in the comment section. Just a wide variety of items here in the collection. You get these old bingo cards here. We've got the slot machine and this pinball machine here. I noticed something interesting about this pinball machine. If you look, there's no flippers, so this is a very, very old pinball machine. Originally they did not have flippers. You would just shoot the ball and see what hole it went in here. but later they actually added the flippers, because by adding flippers, that turned it into a game of skill instead of a game of chance, because without the flippers, it's gambling. You're putting the money in and trying to win, but with the flippers, it effectively becomes a game of skill where you can earn your victory. And you can see how large this town was at one point. These huge buildings here on Main Street. Think about, you know, what a bustling place this was at one point. And then, you know, disaster struck. Not only the disaster of the town being poisoned by the fog, but then that fog causing the plant to be shut down, causing people to lose their jobs. So yeah, you know, the industrial cities like this, you know, ended up being pretty empty now. You see all this unused space here on Main Street. As you're walking along here, you can see the delightful little Easter tree there, but then some smog-based paintings here on the window of this shop. You see the smog coming out of the pipe of the skeleton there and poisoning this poor pumpkin. And then over here you have the smog. I guess the smog being created by the Joker down there. Luckily Batman has showed up to combat the smog. You can see the seal up there for the town, for the Donora Centennial 2001. Saw that their local high school team, the Donora Dragons. So interesting that the town known for Smog, that their mascot is a dragon. It wasn't Smog the dragon from The Hobbit. So of course we are invoking the EM rule today. We already stopped at the Smog Museum, but I wanted to stop at another museum here in western Pennsylvania. And yes, this may look like a McDonald's, but inside it contains the only Big Mac museum. And here is the timeline of the Big Mac here. This is Jim Delegati here, who was the inventor of the Big Mac. It says the original tagline, "It's a meal disguised as a sandwich." But yeah, he invented this on his own, 1967, and eventually convinced the corporate McDonald's to start putting it on their actual menu. You can see different Big Mac packages over the years. I remember the old foam packages. They ended that because of environmental concerns. And you can see the big squirt tube, that big caulk gun there that shot out the Big Mac sauce. Looks like that is a Big Mac puzzle there. Now up here, this is the original mascot of McDonald's, Speedy, a man with a hamburger for a head. But also, we have a character based on Big Mac, Officer Big Mac there, right next to Ronald McDonald. I remember these. These toys were super cool. These are like Transformers. They actually turn into like characters, but like turn back into McDonald's food items. You can see the Big Mac there would transform into like a hamburger robot of some sort. Yeah, there's Officer Big Mac, the police officer with a burger forehead. See him there in cup form. There's a Mac Tonight sighting. Now, if only I could bear witness to one of the old animatronic Mac Tonights. You can see a award here, a long, tasteful partnership, Coca-Cola and Big Mac, a crystal Big Mac with a crystal Coca-Cola. And there is a hat that will make your head look like a Big Mac. And over here we have a bust of Jim Delegati, the inventor of the Big Mac. Again, he took it out on his own to create a new sandwich for McDonald's. You probably wouldn't see that happen a lot today, where an independent franchise owner creates his own concoction. Now, it actually was not this store. He owned multiple McDonald's and created it at a more, I guess, a more rural store, and but decided to put the Big Mac Museum out here at a busier location so more people could enjoy it. And over in the play area here, we have something very impressive. This giant Big Mac here in the window, a monument to the Big Mac sandwich. Of course, the Big Mac sandwich, known for its bun, known for the inexplicable piece of bread in the center there, as well as that yummy Big Mac sauce. And I do crave one every once in a while. I do love the sauce. It's yeah, it's something I have maybe once a year. I'll sit down and have a Big Mac. I want to give some perspective here on just how massive this Big Mac is. Look at that. That is a Big Mac. Let's check and see what the current Happy Meal prize is. It's Just Dance. I don't know what these are. These characters, they look almost just like little cardboard cutouts. And then there's like a tablet there. I don't know if it has like an interactive computer element to it. It says each toy comes with 6 dance cards and a sticker sheet. So yeah, no idea what these are. And this McDonald's has these kiosks that you can order on. Let's skip the login. We'll continue there. And I guess I just gotta go ahead and get a Big Mac. See, the Big Mac's very popular here at the Big Mac Museum. We're gonna get 1 Big Mac. Would you like a side and a drink? I want a drink, but I don't want any fries. Let's add that to the order. And then we're gonna add a drink separately. How do you do this? Oh, beverages. Get a Diet Coke. Let's go with the medium and add that to my order. Add it to the bag and view order. No, I don't want 2 pies, 6 chicken nuggets, and a small fry. Maybe next time, but probably not. Let's eat it for here, and we'll round up for the Ronald McDonald House and complete the order, and then grab a table tent and enter the code. So 34 there, and oh, then we gotta pay. All right, and our Big Mac has arrived. Look at that. Look how much bread is in that sandwich there. Oh, everything's there. Oh yeah, it's got the sauce on it, that yummy sauce. Okay, here we go. And I remember, it's a story I always remember, is I was eating a Big Mac, and Annabelle was a little kid at the time, and she came in and she said, "Daddy, why is there a piece of bread in your hamburger?" And honestly, I could not answer that question, and I still don't know the answer on why there is a piece of bread in the Big Mac. But it's the way it is. It's the way Jim Delgado made it. Can't deny that. It's a good sandwich. But you know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna take it out. I'm already trying to eat low carb. I probably don't need an extra piece of bread in the middle. Let's see if it tastes the same without that piece of bread. It's different. I'm not gonna say the piece of bread adds nothing. It adds a certain softness or sponginess to the sandwich. Oh, and look back here, past the Easter tree, we can see the guy dressed in a Big Mac racing uniform. It says "Get Back" with Big Mac there. And I guess some other items used in the production of Big Macs. I think this is maybe a bun warmer. Here in Homer City, Pennsylvania. Now, we saw the Smog Museum earlier, but if you see that power plant over there in the distance, that the tallest smokestack there is actually the tallest smokestack in the entire United States. A Raindrop Inn 2 here. I do like their mascot is an angry raindrop. And I'm also really curious on what happened to Raindrop Inn number 1. And we have stopped off here in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, home of Punxsutawney Phil. I definitely wanted to swing by here as something very exciting has happened here in Punxsutawney. Yes, I am so excited to be back here in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. I was here not too long ago. Actually had the honor of coming here for the groundhog celebration earlier this year, and it was magnificent. I got to watch Punxsutawney Phil announce that spring was here, that winter was over, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But there has been something that has happened since the last time I've been here. Now, Punxsutawney Phil lives over here in this borough. The borough is connected to the public library. He lives over here in the borough with his wife, Phyllis, and inexplicably, in the last week or so, something has happened that has never happened before. Now, Punxsutawney Phil, for those of you who don't know, Punxsutawney Phil is not a series of groundhogs with the same name. Punxsutawney Phil is a singular groundhog that has been predicting the weather for over 130 years. And legend says that the reason this is possible, the inner circle of the Groundhog Club, the agency that takes care of Phil, that every year, I think it's around September, they give Phil a drink of the elixir of life, that it keeps him alive forever. Now, it means that he has been here in Punxsutawney predicting the weather for over 130 years. And that entire time, he has never been a father. So at a ripe age of 130, he has finally become a father, as he impregnated Phyllis, and she has given birth to 2 baby groundhogs. So we're gonna head over here to the borough and see if we can get a peek at the new baby groundhogs. So excited to meet the newest member of the Punxsutawney Phil family. Let's see here. Okay, there they are. There's Phil and Phyllis, at least. Oh, I'm guessing the babies are underneath them in their nest. They seem pretty sound asleep. I saw one of them move just a little bit, but I guess they're keeping those babies nice and warm underneath them in that nest. You see a veritable feast sitting out there for the groundhog. Some apples. Looks like they've had a few bites of corn, some lettuce, carrots, and a bowl of groundhog chow there. Yeah, these are some well taken care of groundhogs. Yeah, I don't know. Groundhogs spend a lot of time sleeping, laying around, so I don't know. We may not get a peek at the babies, but you know, it's good that Phil and Phyllis taking care of their little ones, keeping them nice and warm in the borough here. You can actually get another peek of the groundhogs from inside the library here. Well, this is a fun cutout here. You have, I guess that's Phil on his throne with the crown, and he's got the walking stick. The leader of the inner circle has a walking stick like that allows him to speak to groundhogs. I actually got a chance to touch the stick when I was here for Groundhog's Day. I don't know who these other 2 groundhogs are, his little groundhog helpers. More weeks of summer. So we head into the library here. Notice there's a sign. Library is not responsible for the groundhog. It says to contact the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club. So I guess they're saying, don't come in here and ask us about a bunch of questions about the groundhogs. If you want a book, get a book. Otherwise, be quiet. It's a library after all. Yeah, here in the children's area, we have a window to Phil's burrow here. There is a wooden carving of one of the Inner Circle members holding up Phil to predict the weather. And then another sign. There's a lot of signs in here saying that the library is not responsible for the groundhogs. I bet probably a lot of questions about the new babies are getting fielded. And the librarians, you know, are not responsible for the groundhogs. They don't know the answers. But yeah, you can't really get a good look from this angle because this tree is in the way, and they're in the middle of the burrow there. So dang, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get to see the babies. Hey, come back outside here. Let's see. Oh, looks like Phil and Phyllis are actually awake. Can you see the babies?
Yeah,
oh, looks like they're
the babies. They're nursing.
Oh, the babies are nursing. Phil and Phyllis were kissing each other there.
Oh, they're wrestling. Oh, he's giving her a back rub. He's like,
yeah, that's getting. Oh, looks like someone just did a somersault. Yeah, look at this. Oh no, there's the babies. You can see the babies. You can see the babies. See them hanging out. That's Phyllis over there. You can see the little babies nursing off her. Oh, that's the babies. You can see Phil's come out of the burrow there. Phyllis is still in there with the little babies.
come here, real quick.
Oh, yep. There goes Phil over there. Get a pretty close look at Phil up here. He looks exhausted. Just staying up late at night with the babies. Hey, Phil. Remember me? Oh, look at that. Phil's climbed up on the cliff over there. Oh, there he goes. Where's he going? Yeah, you can see him moving there. Oh, just a little paw come up on her nose. There you go. I see the tiny little baby groundhog paw reaching out. So super excited. I at least got a little glimpse of the two baby groundhogs. Now, that, as far as I know, they have not named the two groundhogs. I guess the Inner Circle has been a little tight-lipped about what is happening here with the baby groundhogs. Why, after 134 years, Phil suddenly is a father. Now, what they did clarify is that only Phil gets the elixir of life. Phyllis does not. Phyllis will die a normal groundhog death, but Phil will live forever. And they've stated that the two babies, the two children, will not be receiving the elixir of life. The elixir of life is reserved for Phil. So it's kind of sad, I guess, when you think about it. Phil will stay the same age forever. He will live for eternity, and he will watch his beloved wife grow old and die before his eyes. He will watch his children grow older and older as he stays young, and watch his own children become elderly and die before his own eyes. Kind of a semi-cursed existence, just living forever and watching those around you that you love and care about die in front of you. I guess it's, you know, it's a duty. It's a calling to be the greatest weather predictor of all time, to be Punxsutawney Phil. That's part of the sacrifice that it is. You know, you get to be the greatest weather predictor of all time, but you have to watch everything you love die in front of you. It's almost like some sort of existential nightmare. It isn't a life that I would want for myself. I wouldn't want to watch my children grow old in front of me while I stayed young, but it's a duty, and I guess Phil has accepted that duty. But Phil seems in good spirits. He's chowing on some apples there, proud of his new babies. And actually, if you look over there, you can see the babies poking out a little bit as they're nursing on their mother. Oh yeah, look, you can actually see them pretty good there. There's a baby groundhog. Oh wow. You can see Phil is cleaning herself while the baby nurses. Hey, Phyllis. Stopped off here in West Valley, New York. I saw this dragon looking at me as I was driving by, so I did a little U-turn to come check out the dragon here. And as I'm looking at it, notice that there appears to be some sort of fire-breathing apparatus in its mouth. And I do notice it is hooked to a propane tank. So I'm guessing under certain circumstances, this dragon does breathe fire. In addition to the dragon, we have a couple of happy little aliens along here. And also we got SpongeBob. Some absolutely wonderful sculptures here. Look at this, this metal devil. It's pretty amazing. Oh yeah, look at his eyes, the devil. He's got money in his eyes. He's got a dollar sign there. And his teeth are coins. So the devil made of money? I don't know, kind of makes sense. There's a pretty cute little baby hippo here. Reminds me of the baby hippos at the Cincinnati Zoo. Some sort of musician here. And by the looks of him, I'm just going to guess that he is playing the blues. Oh, look at that. He's got music in his belly right there, a music note in his actual belly as he toots away on his horn. Also, this big blue cow here is pretty fun. I don't know if that's supposed to be Babe, the blue ox, or just a random crazy blue cow. Big smiley sun over there on top of that tower. And we have landed here in Buffalo, New York. We're going to be here for a little while. Jen, of course, this is Jen's hometown. She wanted to spend a little time in town to visit with people, to see people she hadn't seen in a while. Also, we have some family staying with us here, so I figured we'd get an Airbnb. Normally I get hotel rooms, but since we have some extra people and wanted a little more room, I decided to go with an Airbnb. And it's been a very long time since I've got an Airbnb. It's not something I normally do. And last night we got a message, you know, giving us all the information on the house, how to check in, and we got the address. So I went and checked the house, and I was a little concerned at first, to be honest with you. So if you see here on Google Street View, it appeared that I had unwittingly rented a haunted house for nearly a week here in Buffalo. So I was like, oh my goodness, we're gonna be staying here. So I was a little concerned, but luckily we've showed up and the house has been remodeled. It looks very, very nice. So it looks like a suitable place to spend the next little bit. So thank you guys for coming with me. We're gonna be here in Buffalo for a little while. Of course, Monday we got the solar eclipse. Right now it looks very clear. If the solar eclipse was today, it would be a great day for a solar eclipse. But you know, we don't know about the weather. It may be cloudy, it may not be. Like I said, my brother made the decision that he was going to be driving to Montreal to get a better view of the eclipse, but I've decided, I already paid for this, I already paid for the whole week, so I decided that we're going to be sticking around. We're going to enjoy the eclipse one way or another. I promise myself that I'm going to have a good time at the eclipse. I'm not sure exactly where we're going, if we're going to stay here in Buffalo to see it, or if we're going to go over to Niagara Falls, maybe. That's a possibility. But anyways, WrestleMania's tonight, so I got to get in there and hook up my Roku. But thank you guys for watching. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I travel around the country, film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun random stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins and Etsy shop and doing personalized messages on Cameo. And of course, all that goes to help keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Till next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.